All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Honcast Podcast. Oh my gosh, we have finally gotten things started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously having some technical issues there, and as you notice, we are streaming on my personal stream. Not because I want to make money or anything like that. No, unfortunately, the Honcast stream, I don't know what the deal is. It having some issues, so we decided to send it over here. Get it streaming, that's what matters. Want to talk with you guys. So, with that said, of course, you can see the panel here today. Of course, I'm Breaking CPK. But first things first, going around the horn here, joined by Beef, right below me in this case. Beef, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Excited to be here with an interesting panel. We haven't had Emperor for a little while, and of course, our good buddy Riser joining us for the first time. So it's a great day to be here, and great day to be talking about some HoN.
It is. It's a great Friday, and obviously we got some big stuff coming up just around the corner. So excited for a great podcast here today. Can't wait to get into it. Also going through, though, Riser, as you mentioned, joining us again once again here. But first time on the podcast, I believe. Riser, welcome.
Yeah, let me cut you off real quick. Is the mic okay now?
It is good.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Here. But, is it? You kind of chuckled there, is it?
Oh, no, it's great.
No,
you look great. The mic is great. We're excited to have
you. Okay, let's... Moving forward, yeah, thanks for, of course, inviting me, and this is pretty cool because I haven't talked to Emperor in a while, and I'm really curious to see how it's going from over there, so hopefully we get some great info from Imp.
Yeah, no, obviously, and, well, speaking of that, great segue, of course, brought back Emperor here to the Honcast Podcast. He's joining us live from Thailand. Literally all the way across the country. And for
I think it's an 11 or 12-hour difference right now. I don't even know. It's something around there.
What time is it for you right now?
It is 1:26 a.m.
Oh my gosh, bright and early. Well, that's nothing for you though, right? You're probably gonna grind the next 48 hours, just.
Pretty much. So. This is my time off, so it's gonna spend some time watching the international this weekend, catching up on some international HoN as well. So.
Yes.
Let's do my thing.
There's a lot of things to look up on. Did I say across the country? Yeah, that's false. Across the world is definitely what I meant. Not across the country. Thailand's definitely on the other side of the world. Anyways, so with that said, as far as you can see with our panel here specifically, and being the Honcast Podcast, so of course, HoN Tour Cycle 1 starts tomorrow. HoN Tour Season 2 Cycle 1 starts tomorrow. In case for whatever reason you weren't aware of that yet, whether you're playing in it or if you're planning to watch it, that starts tomorrow, and we're going to be covering it. So that's obviously a big topic that we're going to be discussing, going over the brackets and everything, and even giving our take on how we may think it ultimately may play out, at least for Cycle number 1. But with that said, before we jump into all of that, again, we are joined by Emperor here. Emperor, of course, making his move to Thailand, getting his new team started over there. It's happened fast, but a lot has happened with that said, even in this fast amount of time, at least from what I can tell. And so we obviously want to get things started off here on the podcast, having Emperor on, and want to really kind of get your perspective, how things have been going so far, and what the deal is. So Emperor, I kind of want to just right off the bat, I mean, first I'll just quickly go over, what you're doing, what the hell are you doing in Thailand right now?
What am I doing in Thailand? Long story short, moved over here to help the growth of the esports scene in Thailand, and also help merge the two communities, help grow the Thai HoN community. When I visited Thailand back in March for GSL, I just noticed how passionate they were about the scene, and I fell in love with it, honestly. So when the opportunity arose to move over here to create a team of my own, train 4 relatively fresh Thai players, and train them into being an ultimate fighting team, I had to jump at the opportunity.
Yeah, it's it definitely, again, it's happened. When did you leave? I mean, when did you get there? It was what now?
When did I get there? I can't even tell you the date now. It's been a few weeks already.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I heard it was Riser's first podcast, that actually blew my mind because it feels like it's been like 4 months condensed into just a couple of weeks now. It's been that crazy. I think it was when did I even leave, Breaky? It was literally the following. It was one day after I waved goodbye to you. So.
That's right. So yeah,
it was the 21st of July, I think.
Wow. So okay. Just pretty much getting close to 3 weeks, basically. That's how long it's been. So.
Yeah.
All right. So and again, obviously, you're joined with Nova, who I've heard rumors of is maybe even nearby.
Nova
at this
being
moment,
nearby?
So.
Nah, I don't think he's even in the same room right now, right?
It's funny.
Right?
It's totally a reflection.
Yeah, you can see his reflection.
You can actually see Nova's reflection. That's actually pretty funny. All right.
You can tell with the bandana and everything. I mean, you can just tell it's him. So. That's awesome. Maybe we'll get him on the podcast too. Maybe we'll get him on the podcast here in just a little bit. But I kind of want to. Okay, so that's a great description of at least the basis of what's going on there. I want to throw it to really both Beef and Riser first. I mean, Beef, what is your take on what's going on over there? You've kind of been following it a little bit. There's been some articles posted on Honcast about that scene. I mean, what have you thought about this?
I mean, Emperor is one of my best friends in the entire world, so very excited to see him over there living out a dream, living out his passion. I've been talking to him a lot since he's been over there, but I still don't even have an entire clue of what's going on. I've got a lot of questions, but what I know right now, he's got his 4 players together. They came out, they did a giant tryout thing at a LAN center, and Emperor got to choose his crew, and he's just been training really, really hard and making his way through the HoN Tour qualifiers over there in Thailand. And
Riser,
awesome.
Is this something you could see yourself doing, Riser?
Sure.
Just that? No.
I don't know. I know after meeting Emperor in real life and Nova to an extent, I think they're pretty outgoing guys. I'm not quite so outgoing. Now, if I could, from what I understand, you can compete in HoN Tour as long as you have 4 Thai national citizens, right? Is that the gist of it?
I can't tell you the official.
Okay, well that's just what I heard. So
yeah, exactly. I can't tell you the official rules.
I would be interested in moving over there with people I'm more familiar with, because that's just kind of the guy I am, and obviously Nova and Emperor are quite comfortable with that. But if I could move to Thailand with people I know from the NAEU scene, it's something I would pretty seriously consider. But Emperor's situation is a little out there for me personally, so
it's kind of crazy.
It was the opposite. I wouldn't have wanted to move.
Nothing against you, Imp. It's pretty amazing, but
it's just I feel like I would be dead out here without the help of my Thai teammates and guides showing me around. I mean, thrown out here just to move alone to Thailand, there's a huge language barrier. Try to getting off my feet out here alone would just be a complete nightmare. So yeah, thanks to the help of the people around me, I'm even able to stay afloat right now.
Yeah. All right, so. About Emperor here. So let's get into this. Go start asking some questions, kind of get a better understanding of really what's going on. So you're there now. We know the basis. So explain to us what kind of. So you got off the plane, and I believe within even the next day, you were basically trying out a team, right? I mean, you were basically recruiting players.
Literally less than 12 hours after I got off the plane, I was trying out a team.
You're a monster.
Bunch of people. I forget how many applicants in total. I believe 30, 40 people were accepted, and then there were some more applications on top of that. But in the end, some people slept in and didn't quite make it. Other people didn't. But in the end, there were certain requirements. They had to be able to live and train in a team house 5 days out of the week. They had to be over a certain MMR limit. They'd be over a certain age. Just be able to commit their life to it, basically. And a lot of people
speak English.
But speak English appropriately as well. But it was already, basic English skills, which are pretty lean. But yeah, less than 12 hours afterwards, we were in the LAN cafe. Everyone sort of lined up. We sort of heard them into different groups based on their role, and they began to be called up on stage to try out, play, began to write down notes on each player based on flaws or great plays they've made, and begin to cross compare, have people go up again for a second game based on self, try to throw them on different heroes, and try to just get a general overall vibe of their gameplay. Multiple tryouts later, I'm doing an interview of each person, breaking it down, getting a gist of their motives, their intent, how passionate they are, their character, everything. And after enough analysis, I came together with my team that day.
So at this point, was Nova's team already decided?
Nova's team was already decided at this point. There was a number of people who showed up. I mean, it was a mix. Even some people from S2I showed up at the recruitment drive, none of which were taken onto the team just for varying reasons, although they performed well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it was a pretty big event, and yeah, it was hosted at.
Was it a tough decision in the end as far as choosing your
Was it a tough? No. No. And actually, my team manager did sort of a thing with me, too, where he wrote down the 4 people that he would choose as based on all the things I was discussing before. And when we went to compare our lists, in the end, when I told him my final 4, he had the exact same 4 people picked out.
Oh.
So awesome. I wouldn't say it was tough. I had maybe a list of 6 or 7 in the end, which I was really mulling over. Some other people, they were great, but they had other commitments. They had too much schooling, too much work, this or that, couldn't speak English at all, were too shy, weren't both, just different mix of traits really had to be appropriate.
Mm-hmm. What about Noah? Did he have any input on your team as well? Did he kind of maybe help you out, or was it really your decision? Okay, so he helped.
It was my decision, but there were a couple times where I'd be like, "Oh, hey Nova, what do you think of this? This happened during the tryout. What do you make of this? And do you think it means something more?" And I would ask for his insight, since I've always had a lot of respect for Nova, just in general, not only with his approach to HoN, but his just professionalism. And why are you he's sitting there staring at me because I'm complimenting him or something? But I said it on cast too before. And his insight is always very welcome, and I took a little bit of that as well.
Of course. Very smart
He's
player.
just like,
so.
Yeah.
we gotta get him on, man.
I can go on cam yet.
I know you're watching, Nova. We love you. We have to come on camera. We'll get your time. We'll get your cameo here in the near future, I'm sure. So, Beef or Riser? We'll start with Beef. I mean, do you have any questions? I don't want to hog the mic by any means. Off the top of your head that you want to ask.
Well, I mean, you definitely said that you picked up 4 players. I mean, were these players that had competitive experience before? Had they been on some notable teams? Like, who are your players?
A couple of them, yes. One of my players was on Paroma. You may remember that team from GSL. My player Monolith was on that team, formerly known as Mackie. He was on Paroma as their support player. Outside of that, another player of mine, I forget what team he was on. I think it was Avix or something. Sonic player, sorry, was on a G-League team just for a bit, though, not for an extended period of time, for a few months, I believe. Another one of the players has 0 competitive experience, and another one of them just has a little bit here and there. But nothing too serious. Yeah, a couple of them are pretty fresh. A couple of them dipped into the pool a bit. But yeah, overall, this is a new experience for them. This kind of professionalism, kind of approach is just, a new game.
And what was the timetable? I mean, from 12 hours, you're off the plane, you're in the recruitment drive. How soon after that were the players actually moving into the house?
Oh, well, we just moved into the house yesterday night. We had our final game. We had our final game to qualify for G-League yesterday night. We just moved into the training house. We were meeting up every day at 12 o'clock p.m., where occasionally some little mix-ups in schedule, but yeah, at 12 o'clock to start training at the Shooter Cyber Cafe every single day for a couple weeks, and just focusing on the event more than anything.
All right, cool.
Gotcha. Riser, what about you? You got any questions for... It sounds like you have plenty, actually. So.
I mean, I have more questions than probably we could get into here. First of all, you just talked about your gaming house. Now, is it just you and your 4 team members there, or no? Obviously, Nova is there right now. Is he living there with his team as well?
Nova's living here. His team is okay. The house is crazy, and actually, our host, Luminary Entertainment, they own essentially a company creating esports brands. You might know Impunity, now known as Impunity Earth, and now we have Impunity Fire, Impunity Storm. But anyway, 4 estates essentially. The house I was living in when I first got here was a 3-story townhouse of sorts. Me and Nova were there. Could maybe fit about 15 people or so, but yeah, me, Nova, some of the management, what have you. And now this team house here, it's going to be my team, all of us entirely, Nova's team, all the management, and then it's also big enough to pretty much have small events at. So,
wow,
pretty
That's
pretty
crazy.
damn size.
That's nuts.
On top of that, we have 2 villas. One's a beach villa where you literally step outside and you're pretty much exactly on the beach, and the other one is a villa near the beach.
Hold on, guys.
Really beautiful, though. I think there were some pictures on Facebook that were circling around for a bit if you saw them, but yeah.
Yeah.
I got to make a call and set up a trip to Thailand or something, guys. Like,
Yeah. Why didn't I?
Awesome.
Okay, well, I'm moving, but let's see.
Adios.
I was kind of curious about when you arrived at the airport. Who was there to kind of meet you? You weren't just flying by the seat of your pants at that point, were you? Was Nova there or anyone else?
Well, I kind of was. It was literally less than, I think, 6 days of planning before I got on the plane. But Nova was there, and my manager was there to greet me. They picked me up. They told me about the plans here in Thailand, how we were approaching the game, and how we were approaching the team. And from there on, we drove back to the townhouse, the first one I mentioned. Had a good night rest, well, 5 hours of it anyway, and went straight to the training, or the recruitment.
Okay. And you didn't waste any time, but
No, not.
what about we can talk about the competitive scene in Thailand right now a little. Don't want to get too in depth, but how about just comparing from what from what you've you've been playing quite a bit. Just looking at your Facebook, obviously you played quite a few matches. So, have you been training against the top teams in Thailand as well, or have you just been? What's your scrims? What are those kind of looking at right now?
Well, we've been scrimming against Nova's team, and Nova's team is comprised of some very, very skilled players. I think they're the first time they've been organized in a manner like this, but I know his carry player was formerly on MR in the past before parting ways. Some very, very good players, and there's definitely some really tough competition. I can say that after having competed against, other top teams from the NAU region as well. So, very, very mechanically skilled players. So they've been good competition. Otherwise, been massing a lot of Team M games with my team, and just initially early on as sort of like a bonding aspect for the first week, just 5-man Team Ming, trying things out, getting people used to running certain heroes so that when we run them in competitive, they already know their role, they know exactly how to implement it, and they're just comfortable, like second nature. So did a lot of that, did a lot of stratting with them, just scrimming with Nova, and it paid off.
Okay, so
in terms of the competition, sorry, in terms of the competition, I didn't answer that entirely. To compare it to the NAU region, I'd say on the top end, it's really hard to say. I mean, it says people who even compete at GSL side, they're very, very mechanically skilled players.
Yeah.
Part of what they've been missing is that insight or the drafting knowledge or what have you, and that's part of what we came over here, and part of our mission over here also is to sort of bring that knowledge and strategy over to the scene. But otherwise, honestly, they draft lineups, especially at this point in time where it's been out for so long now. We've seen the results of recent tournaments, and they also watch Honcast over there. They emulate a lot of the strategies. They pick very similarly, and they play pretty damn good HoN.
Okay, so yeah, that was kind of my next question. I was going to ask you to kind of compare the two, and I was going to ask you if if it's actually true that they're just very mechanically skilled. But I mean, that's what we took away even at DreamHack.
Yeah, no, some of the players I've seen, like one of the guys in particular on Nova's team plays Silhouette, and I was so blown away just by how perfect and beautiful he made the hero look. Honestly, that I said it was like the best Silhouette I've ever seen. So yeah, definitely some very, very mechanically skilled players in the region. But it's very spiky. Like they may be really high in some skill sets and low in others when it comes to teamwork and sort of like shifting around the map and efficiently farming and other aspects. So yeah, it's definitely a wide variance in where they excel.
Okay. I think that'll about wrap it up for me. But yeah, that's kind of what we expected. I mean, just coming from my experience, we actually scrimmed against the Thailand teams quite a bit. Well, not the Thailand teams, but we did scrim the Thai team in our boot camp before DreamHack, and we kind of expect them to do much better than they did in the tournament. We were kind of surprised. They're really skilled. I mean, they played super well. Just perhaps the draft, like exactly what you said.
That team you mentioned, that team you scrimmed against S2I, they're actually dropped down. They're going to be in Division 1 in the first cycle of HoN Tour. They got dropped down to the losers bracket during the qualifiers, and then they got defeated there. They actually got defeated by a 5 melee lineup. Would have expected it, but they actually got through the early game, and then they just had so much tankiness and so much stun and lockdown. They just winded up overrunning. They had a very standard line too, like the Ophelia War Beast running out and all that. So,
well, it was best of the ones, right, throughout all those qualifiers.
Yeah, best out of ones throughout the way. So if you slipped up a little bit, if you were overconfident a little bit, anything can happen. So best of ones all the way through. Losing once, you drop down to the losers bracket, and yeah.
Yeah, no, it's that's obviously pretty difficult there. But at the same, okay, so I'm on the website actually. So I was kind of showing it to the people at home. But I'm on the website here as far as it kind of explains a little bit of the G-League or the HoN Tour season in general over there for Southeast Asia. So you guys just qualify for the G-League, and it looks like there's 8 teams in total.
Yeah.
That qualify for that. So then, what does that mean? Where do you guys go from here with this G-League?
G-League. Okay, G-League, say G-League is the equivalent of Diamond. I guess for there you would call it Bronze, Silver, Gold because there is no Diamond. So, yeah, their G-League is the equivalent of our top league of Diamond. 8 Thai teams go. 8 teams from the rest of the SEA region go. I think that the combined total of the Thai region and the rest of SEA maybe had 1,500 or so teams. I know over 1,000 plus for Thailand alone. That's how big HoN is here. So... yeah, it's equivalent of Diamond there. So now, in a couple days, on Wednesday, actually, G-League starts for us. I believe the entirety of HoN Tour starts, and we'll be facing off against the other top teams that qualified. And once again, there is some pretty damn tough competition.
Are there names that you can give us that are in the G-League?
Yeah. Well, do you have the list in front of you for Thailand right there? There's 4 more that qualified today.
I mean,
okay. I do. I have the Facebook. Let me link you right now, actually, then. I
It's actually
have definitely the Facebook post links.
an article that we posted on Honcast.com actually has
Oh, does it? Okay.
At least the teams that qualified yesterday. And then
I have all 8 in the end. I don't have the all 8 from the SEA region though. I would not be able to tell you those yet. I have all 8 from Thailand. So.
Okay, yeah, I am seeing the article that he's talking about. Honcast, it's the newest article, yeah, that was just posted by Fantasy, it looks like. Explaining you and Nova both winning your final match to get to G-League, and then a couple of the other teams that are going to be joining you guys, so.
Here we go.
So it looks like Turtle Masters.
Turtle Masters won over Kaidi. You might remember Kaidi as well.
Yeah.
And then Kaidi actually lost versus OHP. OHP was another sort of known team. And the reason they lost versus OHP in the losers brackets, OHP is going to go. Avix, I mentioned one of my teammates used to be sort of the big mid player for Avix. MRR, obviously you know them, Neolution Esports, MRR.
Yeah.
Impunity Storm, Impunity Fire, Turtle Master, the Star Boy Band. I actually don't know that team. I'm trying to think of who they beat in order to... I think they knocked down Kai D from the winners bracket yesterday in order to qualify.
Okay.
And then Step Gods. That was a team that Nova's team, Impunity Storm, actually fought before they played against MRR. They played them in round 7, and they had a pretty good game back and forth, but they looked like they controlled for most of the while.
I do. Fantasy, as always, coming through here. He does have a list both for the Southeast Asian and the Thai qualifiers.
See, Fantasy's actually one step ahead of me then.
Yeah. Here, I'll actually copy-paste this real quick to make it easier, but... copy message. Let's put it over here. Okay, there we go. All right, so these are the 8 teams on both. So, kind of ghetto style here, but that's how we do in Honcast. All right, so the top 8 teams. So you got for Thailand here. It looks like Impunity Fire, Impunity Storm, of course, which are you two guys. Turtle Masters, the Star Boy Band, Open House Party, G Speed AVI, Step Gods, Neolution Esports, MMR, and then the top 8 for the other ones. Orange. Okay, wait. So these are all.
Pretty no names, probably.
Bottom 8 are Southeast Asia. Okay, yeah, so these are the Southeast Asia ones. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, definitely
Orange.
A couple of names.
Anti-Moon Queen? Did they make it through?
Anti-Moon Queen, yep.
Shit
Bricks.
Yeah, Orange.
Those guys.
They're
Bricks.
Guilty Crown, Who We Are, Vietnam Minion Team, Fun Place, and second runner-up. Emperor, so, I mean, these teams, you probably, obviously, out of any of us here, know more about these. We know, like, Anti-Moon Queen. Like, are there teams that we should recognize that you think are actually going to be legitimate competition here in this list?
Almost all of them. I can't say much about the Star Boy Band, but everyone else, the biggest competition that if I were to tell you, I don't see the list of 16. Let me click on the link here. If you actually did link it, maybe Fantasy.
No, here.
Okay.
I'll actually put it in our chat.
I need to see the SEA teams in order to tell you.
It's in our
here
chat
we go.
now.
Thank you. If I were to list some names initially as to the toughest competition I'd be experiencing in there, I'd say Impunity Storm. No bias. They've been very tough in scrimmages. MRR. I'm listing the toughest 4 here. Turtle Master, Orange Esports. Oh, I'm going to say 4. Anti-Moon Queen. And yeah, that'll be the list of like the really, really tough competition that I expect. Yeah. The other teams I could definitely see going either way right now. I don't want to overhype our success. Sure, we made it to G-League, but it's just honestly the beginning steps of the training. Now that we moved into the training house, we'll actually be able to take things a lot more seriously from here, and we're really going to be figuring out what style suits us best and trying to improve the weaknesses of all our players and find our strengths and exploit those as well. It's just going to be a big process, though.
Okay.
Orange isn't in that list for you, in the top 4?
Orange is. I listed Orange.
Yeah.
Orange, Anti-Moon Queen, Storm, Turtle Master, and MRR. S2Y I also expect to instantly pretty much boost up to G-League. Kai D I expect to boost up to G-League in the next cycle as well, and I'll add those teams to the list. I don't have enough information about the rest of them to really, I'm not trying to like toss them aside. I just don't have the information I'd like.
Okay. Going in though, are you very confident or pretty I mean, what is your confidence level in terms of you think that you're going to place, 1 or 2 even going into it?
Am I pretty confident?
Yeah, as far as winning the whole thing.
I really just don't want to overhype things because it has been a lot of work to even get to where we did right now, qualifying for G-League. Our team Even in round 8, we took the game pretty handedly. But in some of the previous rounds, I'm not sure if you got to see the games or not, but we had some 60-minute matches that were sort of back and forth, really exciting games, like lots of hero kills, lots of action. But definitely some moments where it was like, oh shit, one more slip up and we're out. So definitely some huge adrenaline rushes. I don't want to make a statement like, oh, we're going to be number 1 and 2. I will say that we're training to become number 1 and 2, not only in Thailand, but ultimately outside of Thailand as well. It is part of our mission. Of course, that is going to take a lot of hard work, and I'm not going to be delusional about it and say it's just going to happen over 2 weeks. Moved over to Thailand. Never mind the language barrier. Never mind the obstacles. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but we're prepared to do it.
Awesome. How long is the Ultimate HoN Tour season going to be? Like, how many G-League cycles are there? Do you know? How
many G-League cycles are there in total? I can't actually tell you. From what I know, it's going to sync up pretty much with how our HoN Tour is, though. So maybe, I don't want to say 10, though, because we're in 2-week cycles, and they're, as far as I know, they're over, Nova, might correct me if I'm wrong, it's over 1 month, right? I was so focused on the qualifiers, I actually haven't been totally, I believe it's 1 month. So just, ours are 2 weeks, theirs is 1 month, cut it in half, and I assume that's your answer.
Okay.
American.
I think what I've read is actually only 4 G-League cycles, 1 month each.
Really?
4 league cycles, not that.
That's what I saw when I was doing some research a few days ago, but maybe they just haven't announced the...
No. If that's the case, you're right. I, once again, was really focused on our... To me, it's like making G-League was not an option. We had to practice hard for it. We had to make sure we could achieve that step. Now, I usually just don't like to look too far into the future. I'm more concerned with what's directly in front of me, and now on to the next step.
All right. So with that said, and being in Thailand and everything, we've seen it before on their, they stream on the YouTube over there, and the YouTube. They obviously, you and I, we got the chance to go to the Garena office over there and check out their studio and everything. I mean, are you going to be playing there if you're in the G League? Is that where you guys going to play, or?
What I gather during the semifinals or finals of G League, they have teams do that so they can get better coverage, better footage of it. I can't give you 100% on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that would be incredibly exciting to see, because I always saw that and I was like, oh man. Yeah. Imagine having this LAN finals every time for G League. That would just be so sick.
Pretty sure that's what I read, is that it's going to be a LAN finals for each of the monthly G Leagues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
think top 4.
Okay.
Yes, basically the semifinals, finals. So.
Now, G League, at least in the 16-person tournament, is a round-robin system. Like, you're not playing through a bracket like you would in Diamond. Like, what's your take on that?
Is it? Okay.
Once again, leaves room for upsets, as you might not be expected for team strategy, and also different teams' play styles. I'm sure Rise over to test you might work better against certain teams who might be less prepared to sort of counter the gameplay they actually have prepared to throw at you. It also gives you time to more focus on specific opponents that you really, really want to try to take out or shock, and really study them thoroughly and make an impact. So I personally like the round robin system. It forces teams to be versatile. It forces teams to think on their feet. And it's also just great to see a wide spread of matches, and doesn't leave questions as, if they weren't on the other side of the bracket, and if they fought here, and if the brackets were in their favor here, they wouldn't have made. No, it leaves no questions really. So I like it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, I kind of it feels almost like round robin is more of a. It's like what you see at the big events, even we have the international one right now. Of course, the prelims were, I believe, round robin, and at DreamHack even we had round robin, and I really liked the round robin system. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're on top, you should be able to beat them all, and that sort of reinforces.
I think that's true. I think it's just one BO3, then you go to the losers bracket. No, you play every single team, and then you move on. It's more.
More thorough.
Well, I mean, Moon says it in chat. Actually, I think round robin is more fair, and to that point, it's if there was a qualifying stage that leads up to those group stages to ultimately place the seeding, then maybe maybe the group stages isn't necessary in that sense. But with the group stages, it does bring the sense that it's a lot less of that random factor. We just happen to get a shitty matchup here in the first round for just whatever reason because of a random placement. So the group stage.
Yeah, exactly. No teams can complain about their seed anymore. No teams can complain about, shitty matchup, blah, blah, blah. No, just man up, fight every team, do it, go big.
Yeah. So, definitely a fan of that. And, again, we're obviously going to be looking forward to checking out coverage. I mean, definitely pass the word. I'm sure we'll do our best to get our information, too, as far as when that's going to be happening and taking place. And
Once again, now that we're actually established
Yeah.
here, we're in the training house, everything, it's going to be a lot easier to sort of bring you those updates and give you the heads up on events so you can actually get that out there.
you going to start the stream again,
definitely-
Imp?
Am I going to start the stream again? On my days off, I'll definitely be finding the time to stream here and there. Yep. I also
look
want to
forward to
introduce
being
all my
yelled at.
players on stream and
Yeah.
just
Oh.
showing you some. You look forward to being yelled at. I'll let you know.
We got to
still
play
just
some
as ferocious
TMMs, buddy.
Okay.
on my team as I was on. Yeah.
Is
before.
this true? I got no Emperor. So how true is this that you have your players do push-ups in between matches, or you have them work out? I mean,
We are on a pretty strict discipline system. I actually joined them with a lot of the punishments too to reinforce the fact that we basically are one unit. But yeah, they're on a pretty strict system. If certain things they don't follow an order properly in game, or if we're late for practice, if they speak in Thai instead of speaking in English, because it's really important that we all to get past that language barrier. We all need to practice. I teach them certain little sayings and phrases of mine, what have you. But yeah, just for certain things, we do have sort of punishment push-ups. Every day in the training house too, we'll be waking up 7:30 a.m. All 10 of us sleep in one room. My team and Nova's team will be
crap.
sleeping in one room,
Jesus.
bunk beds, complete military style. Waking up 7:30 a.m. They'll be meeting me outside shortly afterwards on time, or else they'll be punished for it. We'll go do physical activity for the day. It might be a gym session. It might be running. It might be doing stuff at the playground. It might be swimming. Whatever I have them do for the day. Get back. It's a whole bonding experience, but also healthy body, healthy mind. Get back. Make sure the house is all clean and tidy. Beds made up, what have you, and then begin training for the day after a short breakfast. So, through for the rest of the day.
No longer moving to Thailand, guys.
Yeah, I got to call
No,
cancel my trip.
it's not here to be fun and games. It is.
I thought I was gonna be a celebrity over there.
I will say though, there have been moments of fun. Like sometimes at the mall, there's been people like, "Oh, hey,
Yeah.
take it your picture."
I was gonna
take your
actually forgot to ask you. I was gonna ask you if you're just walking
What
around
was your
and you
celebrity
get
figure been
sworn
like?
by
picture." Oh yeah, the
crazy
women
Thai girls. Does that happen?
all over. Thai girls surround you. Yeah, tons of little Thai fanboys, especially Nova. Nova has like this complete, just trail of women following him everywhere.
Trail of women. Okay, coming back.
It's understandable. It is Nova after all.
I'm up for, okay. But there have been people who come up even at the shopping centers or malls. Like, oh, hey,
Do
can I get a
people-
photo? They're out with their girlfriend, and they're just like, hey, can I get a photo? We're actually in one restaurant. When we left, there was one guy, a huge fan of Nova, was out there with his girlfriend. He actually waited like 45 minutes while we were out eating to get a photo. It was completely insane yet awesome.
Yeah.
That's
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's
Again,
really
it's obvious. It's big over there. I mean, there's no doubting that, and it feels like, especially now with this coming up, and it just even continues to grow. So, obviously, it'll be fun. Keeping in touch like this, and maybe not every single podcast by any means, but definitely having you on and kind of
Sure.
keeping up as far as how things are going. So, does Nova not want to come on, or what? I mean, is there a chance that we can maybe have Nova say hi at least? And
See what I can. Nova, do you want to say hi to them?
we have
really
some
quick?
questions for him too.
Quick flow, maybe a little quick question.
He's like, oh, you can tell. He's just sitting there like,
you can tell his reflection, can't you? And you can see the apathy.
You can tell the
Here,
reflection.
Absolutely.
just throw his Fnatic headset on in 1 second.
It is his. There you go. Nova.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Long time no talk to.
Okay. Oh, the camera is not. No.
Yeah, you gotta come in the camera. There you go. Oh, that's Nova.
Sorry. It's the light.
It's been forever, man. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. Nice to be back as well.
How are things in Thailand? Emperor clearly, seems like he's having fun. It seems strict though, man. I mean, are you a part of this strict? You're here to win in the end. I mean, this is business in the end.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much. All right.
Like,
No.
honestly.
Do you do push-ups? Be honest. Are you doing push-ups as well?
Do I not look like I'm doing push-ups?
That's a good.
What would
point.
you say? Okay, besides Emperor, maybe. That is maybe the wrong comparison, but in general, of course.
Of course. How have things been over there for you, though, Nova, in Thailand? You got there even before Emperor, of course. How has it been living in Thailand for you?
I was not that much earlier here than Emperor, and I have to say, I expected a lot more problems when I would come here. but overall, like I've adjusted fairly quickly to the weather, the humidity, to the mosquitoes, which seem to have particular interest in me, and yeah, it's still fine. Like yeah, no problem really. But anyways, no, I adjusted really quickly, and the people here are unbelievably nice. Like the respect is one of the most valuable things in Thailand, and yeah, you can see it all the time. So it's really cool.
How impressive is it? Because I definitely felt this when I got the chance to go there for the GSL event. I mean, walking around, like we just heard, you're getting stopped. You know, you're somewhat of a celebrity to an extent. You've been stopped before and whatnot. But not even that. Just seeing around, I'm sure that you've even seen the posters. There's a lot of LAN centers, and they're all playing HoN. It seems like. How is that feeling, knowing that they're all playing a game that you love?
It feels like coming home. Like if you really love that game and you come to a country where you go into a net cafe, and mind you, there are like net cafes at every other corner here,
Yeah.
and you go inside and the most played game is not, well, let's just say the most played game is Heroes of New Earth, and you're really happy.
Yeah.
And if people recognize you, it's not always a pleasure, but of course you do your best to please your fans. So yeah, it's fine. Like I'm always up for pictures and interviews and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
Are you happy with where your team's at right now as far as their play level, or there's always room for improvement?
Nothing about my team yet.
Nothing about your team yet, really. So we gotta wait.
You're Impunity Storm. You have a name. You have a name. Be
Impunity
happy.
Storm. That's true.
Yeah.
I apologize. Impunity Storm.
Storm.
How
Okay.
is Impunity
Yeah.
Storm going so far?
Nothing about my team yet. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I give you right back to Emperor, and here he is.
No, I got one more
The
question.
wallet-
One more question. Ah.
Nova's
Nova.
man, full of wisdom and
Nova.
also full of secrets. He's working hard though. I can assure you that.
No, dang it.
Good try, Ricky.
What?
Maybe next time.
We'll get him again. We'll get him. No, I do. On a serious note, on this is kind of a sidetrack. I do want to ask him a question on with the TI3 going on right now. How does he feel about Fnatic and seeing his boys up there?
Ooh.
He does have a question for you. He said the TI3 is going on right now. How do you feel about Fnatic and how they're doing right now? They are not out yet. Go Fnatic!
There you go.
Did you hear him there?
Yeah, we heard him. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's
So
been rooting for them all a lot.
Clearly rooting for
every
them.
night.
Good.
All of HoN is. You should see the forums. It's insane.
I poked by a little bit.
If I was Nova, I'd probably just be sitting in the corner bitter. Like, please don't ask me. But shout out to Nova.
Nova's
excited
out
for his
here in
friends.
Thailand now doing a great thing for esports and working hard. I don't think he'd be bitter.
Yeah, he's doing a fun thing over there himself. So, yeah, no, it's
Props to
good.
him.
It's good to see them doing well. But all right, so we got Emperor back here. I don't know. Do you guys have any further questions for Emperor as well before we do ultimately move on? Talking about HoN Tour.
Oh, go ahead, Beef. Sorry.
So I've watched a few of your matches, and
Yeah.
everybody knows you've got your signature heroes. You've got your heroes that you think should be played. I mean, how have those been working out, and are we going to see any more of Emperor's signature heroes in the future?
Well, one of the things about me, it honestly depends on the month. Every new month I get like some other new flavor of the week that I'm just addicted to due to my just personality type. So yeah, no, you definitely will. I got to play the Cthulhu font. I got to play the Solstice quite a lot. Solstice has been blind banned against me 3 times. I got to play Self Forest quite a bit. They didn't
Geomancer?
expect it to go suicide. I've gotten to play Geomancer and some cool Geomancer
awesome.
Flux strategies. Toronto always used to love the Geomancer Flux back in the day, which I started playing it as sort of a tribute to him, and finding out I actually really loved the way it played out. So I got to practice my Geo a lot. I got to play my War Beast, this time Suicide instead of Jungle, and there's some other options I don't want to go into yet. But yeah, I've got some fun heroes I'm rolling out. It's just part of the style, though. It's a nice expression of yourself in game.
Yeah. Do you think there is a little more freedom to play that style over there compared to the North American European scene?
I
We're
would play
trying
the
a lot
same
more?
style no matter where I was. I'm not doing
true.
any. I am someone that's always just. I play the game according to my intuition more than anything. You might notice that back in the day,
Yeah.
I was using item builds or hero choices that sometimes people would make fun of. Sometimes it became the new trend. See the Electrician, which took the nerfing to the ground. So I've always just been a player that believes in following your heart and what you believe to be strongest. Of course, you should use math and numbers quite a bit, but if you can justify it and you make it work, you should play your own game. You shouldn't try to be a clone, or else you're constantly going to be living in someone else's shadow. So
Those are words for not only HoN, but life in general. Well
Yep.
said. That's right though. You mentioned blind band, so you guys are still playing lockpick over there, huh? With
We're done with lockpick
Okay.
officially now.
Good.
Qualifiers over. No more lockpick. We're moving on to captain's pick, and well, it's kind of similar to lockpick in the way that you'll still see the same heroes that came out of the lock pool earlier on, but you do have the opportunity to counterpick your opponent's lineup a lot later on and not give away too much. We've seen SG pick out that Balfagor late pick. We've seen other strategies as well, and I'm looking forward to playing with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an eye-opening experience to even us three, obviously Riser and Beef both casting myself, do casting and everything. It's definitely been quite interesting seeing the changes already with Captain's Pick. But
I just wanted to say, you asked me about the heroes I play and if I can expect to see more than if I would play on International HoN. It's my personal opinion that HoN still has a lot of room left for exploration and growth. I feel like, honestly, the scene grew stagnant for quite a while. People weren't challenging each other nearly enough. They were just falling back on what was safe. And still, I feel like the game is largely unexplored. And part of what I'm doing out here is being able to fulfill a desire of mine to really, truly push that to the limit and show that almost anything you want to run almost could be run if you find it in the right capacity. And I think it'll bring a lot more flavor to the game, and well, I'll be a happier person for it.
Well, so I'm looking forward to you winning G-League with Berserker then, is what it comes down to.
Berserker's way too standard.
If Berserker is mainstream, we'll see what else I got.
Yeah.
So me, the support critics.
There you go.
Okay.
No, I don't believe in just picking stuff to be stupid, of course. I believe everything you pick should have a reason behind it, and if you can accomplish that reason in that game plan, then sure, go for it.
I fully expect Emperor to be playing Carry Pearl. So
All right.
That's
Okay.
going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
Sorry if I gave it away,
You
Imp,
just
but
totally gave it away.
couldn't restrain myself.
I'm going to research this now.
No. But I expect to see a lot of developments in the scene under National, on SCA, and I think the next major LAN events will be very interesting to watch for sure.
Yeah. Who's better, Impunity Storm or Fire?
Who's better, Impunity Storm or Fire? We're one family. I'm not going to answer that. We're one.
Shouldn't have said it out loud and just said Fire.
All that matters is that Impunity wins.
All right.
If
Fair
they
enough.
lose, we lose.
But what if you guys are first and second?
If we're first,
Then you still
second,
lose?
Then you Ultra won.
That
Really
means we accomplished
won.
the goal
You
here. and
really dominated then.
You can't take third until Impunity Earth gets up there, because they didn't make it
I'm
through the
not talking
qualifiers.
about Thailand. I would dream for first and second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How looking forward are you to the finals, the grand finals? That's that's going to include the North American teams and other regions as well. Is that something that's in your mind, like, okay, yeah, we really want to get there, or is that just not really thought about?
It's not. I take things one day at a time. Once again, my ultimate goal does not stop at Thailand. I've always wanted to sort of achieve a higher status, and coming out here helps me analyze my own game more, helps me analyze my own weaknesses and holes in my game, and it's also an environment that really allows me to grow as a player, where I felt like I really stagnated for the longest time. And I was on teams, I would want to go do last hit practice before a match with certain heroes and be like, oh, no, dog, that's gay. I don't need to last hit practice. I know how to last hit, or we don't need to lane practice. And it's all these things that when I started playing the MOBA genre, people were excited to do. When I was playing Dota, people wanted to learn how to perfectly sync up their last hits. They wanted to, practice the hell out of lanes. They wanted to do everything. When I was playing in HoN for a while, it really just began to stagnate.
Yeah.
People developed this ego, and honestly, it began to kill the game for me. But being in this environment, people are hungry again, honestly, and it just really helps me once again begin to improve as a player, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there you go. Unless Riser or Beef, you have one last question? I think we can move on here. And
That's it for me.
Hunter. Okay, it sounds like we're good.
I think I'm good. I could do a little bit of shit talking about how upset you're gonna be when Team USA dominates you, but that's okay.
That's down the
May
line.
the best man win. You know what? Whoever wins, probably wins.
Nah.
It's down the
I'm
line.
always neutral, right? So
Even when your team is concerned, wow, it's very impartial.
Don't know what just happened there.
Me
All
neither.
right. So, anyways, we're gonna move on here. We're gonna move on to the next part of the discussion. So, and I assume Emp, you want to join us with this, or?
I'll join you for it,
Of course,
sure.
of course, yeah.
I'll try to pitch in info where I can. If there's some things I've been watching the international scene, I've been trying to, due to things being busy, I haven't had the most up-to-date everything, but I watched the Ultimate Predator series. I've seen those recent games with SG, obviously the Balf Course, so I'll give what insight I can, sure.
All right. So, speaking of that, of course, what we wanted to talk about next was the HoN Tour Cycle number 1. HoN Tour Season 2 Cycle number 1, finally here, getting kicked off, and it's about time, right? It's about time. So I'm going to pull up the brackets over here. So for those that may not have seen them yet, these are the brackets here for Cycle number 1. Oh, looking good there, Imp. Hold on, I got to go back to Imp real quick. I'm just taking a page out of Nova's book here. Is that gonna be a new thing? Could you see yourself wearing sunglasses while playing?
While playing, no, I'm not gonna wear sunglasses. That's Nova's thing. I don't know how he does it, but he's always around me. I'm actually getting influenced. I had to go get myself a pair of shades.
I was gonna ask Nova. Like most celebrities, if you try not to get recognized, you put your sunglasses and your hat on. Nova would have to take his sunglasses and bandana off to not get recognized.
You could spot Nova in a crowd of 1 million people out here in Thailand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
All right, so back to the brackets though over here for Diamond Division. Of course, that's what we're really focusing on. So we got the 8 invited teams. Obviously, from the very beginning, you're looking at Stay Green Excellent, Vietnamese Dream Team, TMSR, Team USA, Loco, Lion Esports Club, and Internet Gangsters. And then the 8 teams that qualified, including the team that won the qualifiers. That, of course, who did win the qualifiers? That was Youngo Ukers, right? Yeah, Youngo Ukers. No, that was
nice
Coin. Nice prize pool. What am I saying? Yeah, nice prize pool. Taking the prize pool. Wow, taking the prize in the qualifier. So that earned them a 9th seed. Again, they still match up against Team Excellent, though. So, you got the brackets right here. As far as what we're planning to cover, and I don't know if that we really haven't determined that yet. So I'll just get that right off the bat. But this all starts tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and again, it's the beginning of a 10-cycle season, so 2 more cycles compared to last season, and obviously, it is just the beginning. With that said, but still, getting off to a strong start, I think, is very important. Not only for the purpose of the points, but of course, in the end, the prize pool is always nice too, where the top 6 teams get a portion of that fine monies, so that's something to play for as well. What were you guys' first impressions of the brackets here? We'll start with Beef. Anything standing out to you right off the bat as far as these brackets go?
That as soon as we get into the round of 8, we're going to have some crazy matches, and going forward there, we're going to have even more crazy matches. I think the first round, there are definitely going to be some good ones, but I think there's also going to be some one-sided ones. Probably the bottom 4 teams playing against the top 4 teams, I think, are probably going to be pretty one-sided. But some of those, nice prize pool going up against Coin there in that first round.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good.
Right. Excellent, yeah.
Locomotives versus Pain Train. There's going to be some really good matches. And as we've said all along for the past few weeks, the race for this first cycle championship is going to be insane. There's actually 8-10 teams that could feasibly take it.
It's when you first look at the brackets, it's no doubt, and I even do this too, even now looking at it again, it's like, who are some of these teams? You see some names like Rape Team, you got Replica, 12CM. I just don't know anything about these guys, but some of the teams like Young Ukers, like Nice Prize Pool, of course, when you actually look into it, it's understandable why they're there. They got some quality players. So that's something to keep in mind too. It's a new season. It's a new season, and obviously teams have changed, names have changed as a result. Players have gone elsewhere. So that's.
It's interesting to look back on the last season and who the heck is Afraid? Who's Cut for Bieber? Who is Mistral Gaming? Who's QSQ777? These are all teams that we had no clue who they are, and now you say their new names: Locomotives, Afraid, Justice League. These, even Lions at the beginning of last season, people were like, "Oh, I know Lions, the team, but I don't know these players."
Yeah.
This is going to be another opportunity for people to make their names.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be the fun thing for me, off the bat, as far as seeing what these teams may bring to the table. But in the end, obviously, you have to go with the more dominating teams. So yeah, like you said, though, especially going to the round of 8, it really starts to kick off with some awesome matchups. Riser, anything for you that you want to point out?
Bracket looks pretty easy. Probably gonna be a.
Who are you guys playing first round? Replica?
Yeah, we'll play Replica. Then I'd imagine Locomotives or Pain Train. Guessing Locomotives. And if we can defeat them, it's going to be between Lions and IG, which is not really exactly figured out. So I would kind of take Lions because they've been performing extraordinarily recently. So I would be expecting to go up against them, but of course nothing against IG. IG's kind of, if they can get their roster issues in tournaments fixed for them, it's going to be a lot easier for them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
you're saying me rigging for them is not working? That's not a good plan?
no.
Pete,
Not
did
at
you
all.
ever get boots in that game?
Oh.
Cyrus, are you serious right now?
Low blow.
I know. I actually want to know. Did you actually get boots in that game? Because
No,
I
I
honestly
didn't.
don't know.
I
saw
thought
a
that
weird
I-
Twitter message you sent out, and
No, I thought that I did, but it was a potion that was in my inventory, and it was red, and it was in my boots spot, and I thought that they were boots the entire time, and I was just a really slow Glacius.
did you
but-
actually have more than 500 golden points, and you just didn't?
Yeah,
get
I had an
He had
astrolabe.
an astrolabe, yeah.
What?
That's the end of the game. Like, he has an astrolabe, but no.
I thought it was just a next level strat.
It was.
I
Guys,
thought
please.
Insania was like, Pete,
You don't even-
you have to get an astrolabe. Do not get boots.
Guys, please, stop.
All I know is that I did better as Glacius. That's what matters to me in the end.
Ooh.
So
And that's go
he,
break here.
he did make up for it with the engineer. I
His
gotta
engineer-
give that to Beef. His engineer was pretty solid. The second
was
game,
fun.
so
It was fun to play.
that's
Yeah, IG definitely, they have had some roster issues. A lot of the teams have, so hoping that we don't encounter that, or that they at least will have ringers available for this weekend, an extra man, whatnot.
Yeah, I think they have their most stable and perhaps their best roster we've seen so far. I really like, I know it's hard to pronounce his name, Streerfutter maybe?
story footer, yeah.
Streerfutter, yeah. I think he's really good. I don't know if he was continuing to play HoN when I didn't see him for so long, but man, if he quit and came back like this and is performing this well, I'm pretty impressed by him. So yeah, IG Lions up in the air. I might give it to Lions. Of course, it looks like we're going to see probably a rematch, TMSR versus SG, pretty quickly in the bracket. So I guess it's a round of 4. I'm not real familiar.
You're just going down, making your predictions here. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just talking about the bracket.
no, that's fine. No, that's fine. But so you don't think replicas? You're not too worried about replica? Do you even know who's on replica? Have you even
Let
looked
me-
at that?
let me-
You
let
don't
me-
even know who's on replica.
Okay, about 3
I
seconds.
cannot
That's
tell
going to be
you
a
who's
free
on
win.
replica. Oh, I know everyone who's on replica. I actually do know these guys.
They're
Yeah,
actually
I
decent. I mean,
I actually recognize them from like Euro TMM.
their
but
MMR
I know all of these
is
guys,
decent,
yeah.
and they are European MMR, but
Cat's voice crack. It's a free win.
What?
so you think 2-0 there? How has your team been doing, Riser? You guys been practicing?
Mm-hmm.
Really
Oh, no.
Wait, no, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. So
Did you
I
actually?
What
Did you play?
scrim?
we had a ringer, but played one game. Who was our ringer? Pablo. So, yeah, we played
Which-
one.
That's unfair though. That gives you guys way too much of an advantage.
Yeah.
I know.
Honestly.
You guys
It's not
gotta
even
go into
fair
it.
It wasn't the
practice.
best practice, especially since it was against Pew. But shout out to Pew, by the way. He asked me to give him a shout out. Pew is probably my best friend. So. Shout out to Pew.
I would shout him out as well then.
We're
I
talking,
know.
we're
Is
talking
he
Team
watching?
Excellent Pew, right?
Yeah, no, the same
Thanks,
pew. Yeah.
Former manager.
Ricky's like, what the hell is going on in this world?
he's I just,
People have
Like,
their
you guys-
own
I
opinions.
just bamboozle Breaky.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand how great Pew really is. You haven't met the real Pew, Breaky.
No, he said he would meet me several times, and he never did.
I feel like those meetings were with negative connotations, but
Maybe.
shout out to Pew. Hope he's watching. I think he's. I was actually watching a scrim between Lions next set for quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think they're playing right now. So
I will say this about Pew. I mean, his team, they are a very active team, and they are a very solid team, and it's going to be fun to see. Now, and you got to respect them for the fact that again they went from bronze to diamond last season,
Yep.
and they pretty much stuck up there for the whole part of the season. So once they got there, so that's very respectable, and gotta give them that. Who are they? They're matched up against. Nice prize pool,
Queen.
right? That's actually that actually is going to be a good matchup, first round. Very good one. Okay, so how about this? We know the top 8 teams, obviously all of us liking the top 8 teams in the end, but what about the teams that qualified? Out of the teams that qualified, who do you think is going to get the furthest? Out of the teams that actually qualified for the event and were invited.
DCX or
Do you think
Coin.
DCX?
between Nice Prize Pool or Youngle Euchers.
Yeah.
Coin,
Yeah,
Youngle,
DCX is solid. They just didn't have their full roster. Now they got it. Didn't we?
Yeah,
I think I cast them with you, and they had.
Molly's playing with them, huh?
Oh, really? Is he on there?
Who?
He's on the roster.
On DCX?
Rocky's lap. No, on Youngle Euchers.
Oh, Youngle
Yeah.
Euchers.
Yeah.
Malay? Oh,
Malay.
Malay. Whoa, when did he join?
Yeah.
Must
He
be new.
wasn't playing with the qualifiers for them, so.
I don't know who Kung.
A phenomenal player.
Kung Johns? You don't know Kung
Yeah.
Johns?
No.
He was playing with them the whole time.
Oh, is it different
Was he?
account
I don't
or?
remember.
I don't know.
Honestly, don't remember him. So. But yeah, if Malay especially, I mean, that I think that is kind of a new addition going into the Psycho one, and that's obviously a quality player there.
Papa Bale.
Yeah,
When
these-
QSQ was like at their peak, I felt like Molly was playing out of his mind, but kind of inconsistent player. No offense.
Should ask,
Yeah, it's
Just
actually
Nova.
exactly as you said there. Consistent.
But yeah. He's good. Like when QSQ was just owning everyone. I mean, they were meshing really well, but I felt like Molly played out of his mind. And
Is there a horrible?
what?
Okay, sorry. I guess the Honcast tag opened.
We're waiting.
Yeah, no. It's okay now. I opened up the Honcast tab by accident somewhere, clicking around, and yeah, just horrible noises, and yeah, it's over now. It's fixed.
Standard Cyrus.
All right.
It was.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
No. You want to make it? No, you go. It's you.
It was just an
It's all you.
absolute nightmare. It echoed about 10, 15 times over, so everything's fixed now, but no worries.
We done? We're good.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. I think Replica is gonna have the best chance as far as
yeah,
moving on.
probably.
If I had to choose a team, I was impressed by Younger Euchers, honestly. From what we saw in the qualifiers, they were fun to watch. I want to say Justice League because they were the favorites going to the qualifiers, and that is a team that's definitely worthy of being Diamond. But I don't know. I guess it is a mix. Yeah, they were using ringers in the end, and we did get to see them play with Book yesterday, which they lost to Lions 2-0 in the end in that matchup. But that is Lion Esports Club after all. Very quality team themselves. So I don't know though. If I had to choose one, just to be a little bit different, I would say Youngle Euchers. But
Did Youngle
I
Euchers
was
just
actually going to
choose
put Young
Zergo?
Euchers in my list.
yeah, you think Youngle?
Yeah, I saw Zergo. I saw.
No, they lost Zergo. He's not. He's not on the team
Zergo
right now.
was on. No, Zergo was on another team I just looked at though when I was clicking through the brackets. Then, I did see Molly though, and that team instantly bumped up in my
Who
book.
was Zergo
So.
playing for? That's true, actually. Wait,
He was on Youngle Euchers.
Yeah,
but
he
what's on
was.
now?
so many internet gangsters. Oh,
What?
Okay.
oh,
Okay, that's why. And then Stroyfutter. Yeah, Stroyfutter and Zergo were on there. Yeah.
Oh.
That's news to me.
I feel like Internet Gangsters always sort of just borrows the players of other teams.
Just like-
when they leave another team, they're going gangsters. Like keep an eye on any player that's leaving any team mid-season. And somehow Internet Gangsters is sort of like this adoption agency, or maybe they're kidnapping players. I can't even tell you.
It's great.
apparently it's pronounced Jungle Juker. I mean, that's what I figured it was a take on, but how is that
Jungle
actually
Jukers.
pronounced Jungle Jukers?
Why would it be pronounced Jungle Jukers if it's
Doesn't make any
Youngle
How
sense.
about
Jukers?
you just use a J if you want it to be pronounced like that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like no, shut up. It's
Or-
Jungle Euchers from now on. Deal with it.
Okay, actually, update. I don't know if Cinder wants me to say this, but Zergo is going to be their official 5th, and Streetfighter has no longer going to be playing with them.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I was gonna say, Strikefighter was playing backup for 007 before he joined with
Yeah.
IG, and then once again, it's the revolving door of players. You mentioned it before. You think IG is gonna do well if they sort of settle down on a roster. They have a very powerful group of players here. They just need to settle down and work with the players they've got, and then they're gonna go far.
Yeah, certainly agree.
interesting.
Why isn't this working?
I don't know.
Uh,
I spent
Honestly,
a
that
few
Streetfighter
minutes.
was fantastic.
anyways, I'm trying to find something.
He was.
Okay, so
I think he had internet issues though.
Yeah.
Like that's why I had to ring, was because he had internet issues consistently.
Yeah.
So-
They actually asked me to ring once, but he appeared before I could carry them. So
modest. So modest over here. Okay, so enough about the bottom 8 teams, the top 8 teams. We can go pretty much Well, let's start here. Which team do you think may be a disappointment out of the top 8 teams? How about that? We'll kind of go a different take. Which
Team
team
USA.
Probably Locomotives.
Yeah.
Because they don't have Jolem anymore. He's not on the roster.
Wait, really?
What?
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
Locomotive.
yeah.
That is the
I
thing.
forgot about that.
No, that is okay.
What?
Wait.
The
Wait. It is.
Chu-
It is a thing.
Chu is
Chu
Jolem.
Jolem?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Oh.
Sure.
I don't know if he even wants
Yeah,
that
no,
to be
no, it
absolutely
is.
known, but
Oh.
that's Jolem, so
Okay.
he is still
JK.
part of the team.
Peanut. Who else then? Probably
I don't know.
Team USA. Yeah, gonna go with that one.
I mean, I don't
Wow.
think that Team USA is going to drop out in the first round, but they're seeded number 2 right now. Like, in comparison to where I think they'll finish as compared to their seed, I think there'll be a disappointment in that.
There's actually the question if B-Kid actually knows if there's a match tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna text him.
Are you guys serious? Are you actually kidding me right now?
He's
Rod?
not kidding. That's the funny thing.
I'm-
I don't even know if that's funny. That's like, come on,
Sit there
really?
making my guys wake up at 7:30 to go do push-ups, and you're
Well,
telling me
poor
you're not even
B-Kid
sure
has to
if
wake up
B-Kid
at
knows
9
the game
a.m.
tomorrow. That's all right.
Oh,
Is
boy.
Zai playing with you? Is he your official 5th?
I hope so.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
can you guys tell me really quick about how VDT is doing now with their revised roster? Because I was gonna put them in my list of teams
That's
I had a
true.
big question mark about.
There's
Yeah.
kind of
Going
a
into
question
this-
mark, yeah.
Well,
Really,
they,
is that just everyone's book?
they just picked up support again, from my understanding. You were talking about that, Beef. So, I mean, have their 5-minute. So you got VN Sensation, Pee Wee, Haxer, and Fibeli in support. It seems like they've kind of gone through some changes within the last couple of weeks, as far as new player, lost player, new player,
Yeah.
lost player. So,
Call me a negative Nancy, but when I see that susceptibility to drama, I instantly just sort of lose faith in a team. I love actually all of the players on that roster. I have a great amount of respect for every single individual player, but once I see the drama begin, I do not see it coming to an end. If they sort of solve their problems, whatever initially led to their collapse, and maybe it was a player choice, and now they removed, Zergo was on the roster before, and now support's back, but whatever it is. But once I see that start, I never really see it being put
Yeah.
out. So.
that's fair.
Hopefully they make it through, though. I mean, I had a lot of respect for VDT. You remember when I was casting, I kept giving them endless praises. I gave them praises before DreamHack. I've lost the faith, and hopefully they pull back together.
If they can overcome that drama, the internal strife or whatnot, I think that they definitely have the potential to be a top team, maybe like even the
Yeah.
top team because those players are amazing. Like, you look at that roster and you're like, holy crap, those are really good players. But we'll see.
Chances Moomiander drafts Magebane and Wilds on the same team again.
He's gonna
Yeah.
do it just to prove a point when they win.
I don't think it. Why is that a big thing that you can't do that or something? I think.
Okay, well, Emperor might not. There was when they played
Oh, he
Stay Green.
watched.
Did he watch? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they had Balfagor that game, though. I mean, that they were picking a hard push against that lineup, and they weren't able to draw the game out late enough.
It was more of a
That's-
joke.
Okay, I'm sorry. I get like pretty serious when it comes to like.
I know you do. Don't worry.
You can. Well, okay.
It's the good old days again. I love having Cyrus back.
Hey Cyrus, what do you think of Trelf's Oogie play?
I defended it, and I would still defend it.
I know
Same.
you would. I love you for that.
So-
You're awesome. I love you for that. Come back, Emperor. I just love how passionate he gets, man. Apparently, Moon's gonna run a Magebane Wild Soul TDL Chronos. Challenge accepted. Who are they
If you have
playing
that
first round?
late game, you can't possibly lose.
They're playing Justice League. Hey Moon, do that against Justice League.
Holy crap, they're playing Justice League in
Calling
the
you out
first
there.
round.
We're gonna cast you too.
That's
if you do
going
that,
to be a
though.
really good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
The first
a
round.
very good match. Yeah. No, they actually really.
Breaky's found his match.
Actually, that might be one we want to cover. Yeah.
Beef's getting the leftovers again.
Oh no! Hey,
Leftovers
there's good
with
leftovers.
Diamond.
Though,
Yeah,
man.
I don't
It's
think
I
that's
Diamond.
know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a bad
God,
thing
it's like-
necessarily.
Leftovers from a $500 meal. I'd still eat that.
Would you? Depends.
Throw it in the microwave, baby.
All right, so now the only team I've been going through the rosters here. The only team I don't really know anything about, and I don't know if you recognize any of these players, is 12CM, Tiny.
Yeah.
The Denver Pro, Limp Lilion, Great Mife, Swant.
These guys are actually League of Legends pros, and they switched to
Potamus.
HoN. I made that up completely.
Yeah, no, they're on my friends list on Emperor.
I know the Denver Pro because he plays
Yeah.
Team M.
Yeah.
That's about it, though.
I've seen the name Denver Pro around. I cast a game of theirs, and they actually beat... I can't remember who they beat, but it was an upset in my book. And they looked pretty good, actually. I can't tell you who it was, though. I think they beat 007, actually.
Well, here, let's look at their matches, recent
Was it?
matches.
Oh, God, now I'm looking like an idiot.
Versus Randoms. They beat Randoms, who beat
Randoms.
007.
Yeah, there we go. I knew there was 007 in there somewhere.
Emperor, did you see that? He played Geomancer. Randoms beat...
I did see which the randoms team did, right?
Yeah,
was
they
that
beat them with
Ohio
Geomancer.
that played it?
I believe so, yeah.
If it's Ohio's Geomancer, I'm not a fan of his style with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
Whoa, something else here, apparently. Let's look into this. Okay, what's the deal?
there's no big
not?
deal. I played a game with it, and I don't know. We just never clicked well in TMMs. I just have a different approach. So I have no like deep hatred or anything like that. I just
Not a fan of his Geomancer.
we're just not his Geoman. We're not the best friends, and
Okay.
play styles and don't match well. So.
Fair enough.
Salt.
Salt.
It was fun watching the Wombo combo, though. That was a good game. Yeah. But yeah, so other than them, though, I mean, there are at least one or two players on each of the teams, it seems like, that actually is like, oh, okay, those guys, that makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see, obviously, how... That to me, at least the first round is definitely what I'm very interested in seeing. You know, how many upsets, I put that in quotations mark, I mean, that we're going to see there in the first round, but...
I think there's probably 4 possible upsets that I wouldn't be too surprised to see.
Which ones?
And that would be Pain Train, maybe taking their game.
Loco, yeah.
Justice League, maybe taking it against TMSR. Nice prize pool, maybe taking it against Excellent. And then maybe Youngle Euchre's taking it against IG. Everywhere else, I would say the top seeds should come out on top.
You don't think You Love to Party is going to beat SG?
Who's on that team again, actually?
This is a team where
Oh, this is another team, actually, yeah.
I don't recognize any of the players.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
They actually have a co-captain. You can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
You
You also have a manager, can't you?
Who's Team USA's captain, Riser? If it's not you.
Well, I should be a co-captain at this point.
I do like their
Oh,
logo.
it's obvious. It's obviously B-Kid.
Of course.
I
The guy
actually
that
don't know
doesn't
any of these players.
Yeah,
I don't recognize them. I saw them. I know when they were going through the qualifiers, I was actually seeing if we would cast them or not a couple times. They seemed like they were decent, like ratings and whatnot. I mean, again, I only said so much, but obviously they have they got the fun matchup the first round. That's no one's really.
It's like playing Roger Federer in the first round of Wimbledon. Except that you don't go home right away.
Tennis, really? Are you a tennis fan?
I used to play tennis in high school.
Damn.
I mean, couldn't you tell? I mean,
I could.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Sender's really mad at me that I said that IG might lose.
yeah. I was kind of mad about that, too.
Yeah? I mean, I was just saying, like, they just replaced Truefooter. Like, they need some time to adapt.
Yeah, that's a very fair. They're playing Youngle Euchers. I mean, again, who's been pretty impressive themselves going through the qualifiers at least.
Wait,
from what
that's
I've
a grudge
seen,
match.
But they don't have Zer. Wait, wow, that's a good point.
That's a grudge
Zergo's on the other
match.
team. Zergo's on Internet Gangsters. Okay. Well, it kind of depends too what the situation was there. Obviously, we don't really know the behind the scenes, but I don't know if he.
I'm happy calling it a grudge match either way.
Quit and then join the team that he's going to be playing. I don't know. Anywho, we can hype it up like that.
Shout out to Fantasy. He's really excited about my tennis reference, so it was a great reference.
It was good.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
But
so I think it's time to get to the ultimate question, though. The ultimate question: who is going to win cycle number 1?
You know what?
SG or Lions?
Is it that simple?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've kind of got those two plus TMSR, maybe. TMSR is kind of like maybe third for me, but yeah, I think it'll be
TMSR or Lions. I don't know if I can do 3. That's a little.
First off, yeah.
I had my money on Too Much Sugar and Lions. I saw the really strong performance by SG in the previous tournament. Of course, they had the 4-game battle streak, so that's sort of what I'm basing it off of, which isn't enough info for me, but it looks like they've rebounded quite a bit.
Yeah.
Might be putting on a strong performance, but before that, if someone was to ask me, I would have just said Too Much Sugar or Lions. Lions especially has been looking extremely dominating lately.
They have been, yeah.
Yep. I'm really sad that Fantasy HoN is not happening right now.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
The boy Ninja
wait.
messaged me like a month ago, and he's like, Fantasy HoN will be back for season 2. And I just went to the website, and it's not there anymore. And I'm like, well, that's not good.
Aw.
So hoping that somebody just didn't pay the domain name bill or something, and they'll get that back up in the next
You are
8
my
hours.
fantasy HoN.
Aww. Respond, Beef. Stop the awkwardness.
He doesn't even listen to me. That's the fucked up part.
So you wink at him, really? That's just,
I don't know, man.
that was a
I don't
horrible
talk to
choice.
Emperor about fantasy anymore. Like, he lost the fantasy for last season, and we didn't even punish him. So I'm
I
still a
was
little bit
number
salty
one
about
halfway
that.
through.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but you were number 0 at the end, so or
I
4.
wasn't going to get Honcast tattooed on my chest because I lost. Like,
Trout did shave his hair.
Show your motivation.
I shaved my hair after every single
Determination
time
to-
my team I was rooting for lost.
Well, he did wax his eyebrows actually, but he did that of his own
Yeah.
volition.
Yeah, that's not really a punishment.
Yeah,
That's just
it's going
looking
to look
good.
good for the HoN Tour Grand Finals.
It was great.
I gotta go stay green. I mean,
Sure.
I have to. Just the performance that they, like, I before I saw them against both IG and then TMSR, I was definitely leaning more towards Lions and maybe TMSR and then kind of a little bit all over the place. But after that performance that we saw of them, and then just knowing that these guys are the defending champions, it is stay green. They got so many good players. They even got Mega Smurfin now on their team, as well as Joyce Low. I gotta show this.
What?
I'm just looking at the
What's that?
roster.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's a
who are you
random
talking
place.
about?
Joyce
Is this-
Co and Mega Smurfin are 2 new members apparently of Stay Green.
Maybe they
Oh.
just really don't want to lose some points if someone doesn't show up.
Yeah. Are those? Do you guys know those players? Those aren't actual.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
Are they?
everyone knows Mega Smurfin. He looks like Chuan from IG.
It does.
Juan's adorable.
Did you see
Chuan's
the
picture?
the All Star game?
I did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
the
that.
All-Star
Yeah.
game was. Probably
Chuan
one
was
of the better
Chuan was
games.
great in the All Star game.
I was surprised
Bye-bye.
I was surprised how well it went for the initial interviews that they were doing.
Yeah,
It was yeah.
it's pretty insane.
Didn't he
Um,
somehow manages to be like really normal despite being the biggest troll ever? I don't know how he does it.
It's true.
Like,
don't know.
I guess it's because the crowd was loving it, so can't argue with that.
I think I might have to agree with you, Breaky. Like Stay Green, they're looking really good again. And I think with having the brand new captain's mode, that Stay Green, they've always had extreme strength in drafting. Swindle just invests so much time into learning how to draft properly, and I think that he's going to take his team into an advantage after every draft for at least the first few weeks of this HoN Tour cycle.
Yeah.
And as a result, I think I've got to put his team as the favorite. I think that they've still got some kinks to work out maybe in game, but they're still playing well enough to win this if they have the advantage from the draft, which their drafts have been insane.
Good question. I don't know if you're going to actually ask a break here or not, but on the topic of just SG and you saying how they're looking so strong again lately, do you actually feel like this is going to be like the last HoN Tour season where one team will be as dominant throughout and just dominated by the
No.
top 2 seeds, or do you think it's actually going to be a lot more of a mix-up this time around?
We brought this up a couple times during the qualifiers and this last week a little bit, but I find that I honestly find it hard to believe that is going to be the case, but because the biggest difference I think that we have going into this season compared to last season was, again, the fact we went into last season, it was obvious. It was Complexity and Trademark Esports, 2 absolute teams, very dominant teams, especially Complexity at that time of the streak that they had going into it. Those are the 2 teams. Then everyone else is kind of like, okay, yeah, these guys, whatever. But these are probably the teams that are going to be winning it, at least early on. We'll see how it goes. This season, yeah, I like State Green, but you got to choose somebody in the end. I like State Green. I think their chances are good. But I think it's just by what we did right here. I mean, shows evidence that it's not overwhelming. It's not a case of, oh yeah, they're obviously it's them or maybe this team, but that's absolutely it. There's at least, it seems like that there's definitely a good amount of teams going into the first cycle that's like, okay, maybe there is a chance that they could actually win. And so, going off of that mindset, I think that there is a good chance that it's going to be that case of from cycle to cycle, it's going to kind of be an up and down for some teams and teams winning different cycles. Now, will that actually happen? And if that doesn't happen, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. I mean, they both have their positives and negatives to an extent, but I would like to see that change. So we'll see if it happens, but I think it is. Who knows, though? Maybe State Green will once again dominate. Maybe Replica will come up. And
do you guys know what the housing situation in State Green is right now? Like, is Chesty still over there in the States?
I don't. Is he? I don't.
I have no
the
clue.
impression that he was, but I have no idea.
Pretty sure he's not.
I don't think so. Because I know that they moved. I thought I heard something about them moving fairly recently. I believe they're kind of split up now as far as like they're back. Because obviously with Limp joining the team as well, I wouldn't be surprised if Chesty and Limp just pretty much together once again. Then Papa Freak is in chat. I don't know if that's actually Papa. It probably is actually, but hi Papa Freak. He says no. So there you go.
Are there any intentions to bring everybody back over from Europe again? I wonder.
I think Swindle would like to, but I think Minuts is still in school, so I don't think it's gonna happen.
Interesting.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. There's your answer.
Thank you.
Time to pay me the big bucks.
So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where it ends up. But again, this is just the beginning, man. I mean, we keep going into that. It's like it's finally getting started, but this is the first cycle of 10 cycles. We all know how long last season seemed like it lasted, and that was 8 cycles. So we got 2 more cycles even on top of that now. And obviously the big grand finals on top of that even. So yeah, there's plenty of season to develop and see where teams end up and which teams are going to kind of be those dark horse teams that we definitely had last season. I'm sure we'll have again this season.
I still think SG is going to win every LAN, personally.
Really?
Actually, I think the team that might compete with them the most would probably be Emperor's team.
Okay,
I'm being serious.
Cyrus didn't even hear you.
I heard you said the team you use the most is Emperor's team, and it warmed my heart.
I said I think SG is going to win every LAN, and I think the team that would compete the most with them or would win the other LANs would be your team. That's actually mine.
You're going all in on my team.
Not all in.
Okay.
50-50.
Just 50-50.
Back up.
All right, Riser. I will.
That's still
prediction come true.
quite some respect. I mean, coming from me.
It is. I actually really appreciate that. If you're being
I'm not trolling at all. I honestly believe that's.
No. Well, thank you.
If there is definitely a question mark, a weak point in State Green, I will say it's the Swindle Melons and My Nuts, how they're going to clash in terms of them playing together. I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like we all know it. It's their attitudes. They don't seem like they're the most in terms of being able to come together and for the longest periods of time and being able to have a successful career. Now, prove me wrong, and maybe they will win everything. So, that would be great. But I don't know. There is something about that's just like, is that actually going to stick?
I'm just waiting for Minus to get kicked, and then I'm going to join. So. Whenever that
People
happens.
said a lot of the same thing when the team was initially being formed together, though, when Slicks had joined, and everyone's like, oh, no way that's going to work, blah, 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 and then, sure enough.
It's true, but I think Breaky might be talking more about the personalities here.
Well, I know, he is, and that is exactly a great point.
Because I think Slicks' personality is pretty different from my nuts. So.
Yeah, it is. In the end, obviously, it didn't.
But you have a point. 2 captains could be button heads.
Yeah. That too.
Exactly. That's what everyone keeps saying. It's like Swindle and Minuts. Can it work?
Yeah.
So far, but we will have to see.
Yeah. See, in Famous 30, they respect each other. Yeah, sure. I wouldn't be sorry that they respect each other in the sense that their achievements and as far as their play goes and whatnot. But still, there is just because you respect somebody doesn't mean you're like, okay, yeah, we can actually work together and play on the same. I mean, that's been proven in sports in general for many of years. So. Yeah, that is my the one that's like we'll wait and see how that goes. But if that does end up working out in the end, yeah, State Green has a chance to maybe be that very dominating team out of all the teams. Still, we'll see. All right, we talked about quite a bit actually. I mean,
let's talk about this new Guerrilla Warfare limited edition artillery avatar, Breaky. Does anybody else have HoN open right now? I don't know if Emperor can see it.
I can pull it up real quickly.
What?
Did that just come out? I know that was coming out. Did that actually just come out today?
Oh, I'm staring at it,
and
it's unreal. So
up here.
He's got a lot of artillery, man.
He does. He's got what are those?
He's got an
called?
RPG.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't use them in tournament rules.
Yeah, it'll probably be active.
Oh no! Is it an ultimate avatar? Is it ultimate
No,
artillery?
it's only 420 gold coins.
Okay.
I like S2's choice of.
Hey, Riser.
No. What?
It's 420 somewhere.
That's my line.
Breaky,
So this
please.
is the Guerrilla Warfare. Wow, that is.
Are you showing it on the stream?
Yeah.
That's something.
That's crazy.
He's got dual RPGs.
Yeah, he's got the double missile things. He's actually a gorilla, by the way.
Oh, there's the narwhal.
Cause and fight.
He has 2 RPGs. That gun is enormous. Why do you need that firepower on one person? Isn't that dangerous to hold 2 big-ass explosives on your back?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Look at the South Forest one though. The South Forest one is sick. Emperor, are you buying that one?
Baron.
I already bought it over on Garena. I used it
Baron
in my
of Blackwall?
last match. The Baron of Blackwall. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I
awesome.
remember you used it. Yeah, he's
That's pretty
awesome.
cool. He kind of looks like a Power Ranger.
Well,
Shut up,
that's what I
Isaac.
thought too. When you actually see
Is that
the,
a Power
yeah, I thought it was
Ranger?
actually really. No, I'll agree. I thought the skin looked like Apple.
No.
Like when I saw it, I was like, he actually looks like a superhero. And
Yeah.
They took Lord Selforus,
Badass.
badass like Death Knight,
Sup,
and now he
guys?
looks like a Power Ranger. But when I actually played it in game and saw the overhead view, it actually looks respectable.
I think I've seen it too. He looks much thinner. He's like smaller even.
Yeah.
No, but
What is the
yeah, I don't know.
Honcast?
The color
I don't know.
choice was so retarded. Actually, it has like this yellow or neon. I don't know what it was.
He looks like he
but
has that
everything else-
shoulder from World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
What is going on? What are you doing? I'm
Who's in the
sorry.
Captain America shirt? Is that Mike?
Yeah.
Yay,
he might.
Mike is
I don't know
there.
if he's gonna be working here after that. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh,
Mike,
fire.
wait. That's the Mike I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he was at the that one event.
Can't say I've been a fan of the Rift. The Rift skins are pretty cool. I like the Rift Predator, the red one.
Yeah.
He's pretty badass. This Rift Ravenor,
The Rift Rally.
it's not bad. Oh, the Rift Rally is cool. Yeah, like when he does his ult. It's like nerd. What do they call it when you get like chills? Nerd chills.
Nerd
Nerd
chills.
chills.
I don't actually get those. I don't know why I said that.
Wow.
I do.
You didn't get nerd chills last night when Team Liquid beat LGD?
Well, I meant I don't get them when Rally ults. I just
Rally.
meant like.
Oh, okay.
But when that happened, well, I didn't see it live. I saw it this morning. I was kind of disappointed, but
Riser.
certainly when Dindy goes crazy on the Pudge, it's just. Whew.
How about that 99-minute match? Too bad we don't have more of those. in
That
on.
was so boring. I'm
That
not
was
gonna
the
lie.
worst.
It was horrible.
1,000 CS? Like, are you
Yeah.
actually kidding me? What are you gonna do with 63,000 gold? I guess you 12
You do
slot
have
your
12
bear.
You know, it's
What?
what
You think you're,
Troff love talking about it all the time with Wild Soul. It's like, well, he technically has the capability of being 12, but we never even remotely got close to seeing that. But in that match, it's like he actually got full 12 slots full
Yeah.
of items. Like,
Think about his bear. His bear died in 3 hits, even 97 minutes into the game.
Yep.
So it's like, well, I got 6 items on this bear.
He got the bear
And
KB
it
and then never
instantly-
used it.
Oh, the bear.
Bear
KP.
KB.
Bear,
Who's
bear
better?
I didn't know you could do that. I've never seen it before.
but that's why we
Yeah.
need Angry Testy
I don't
back in the
think-
competitive scene.
Well, Breaky, please.
We need
That was some,
Angry Testy and 4 customers making it to Thailand.
I always thought that was
Oh,
hilarious.
good. Dude, bring
What are you
Salam
talking
on
about?
tournament rules, and that will happen. That
Whenever
will happen.
Testy played and in the chat, it would just say "Angry Testy plus 4 customers." I
Oh
thought
yeah,
that was
I
hilarious.
know. Or Angry Testing Heimer plus 3 customers was the ultimate in pain. And what
Well,
have you.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty good.
It's disturbing.
All right. I think we're good. I think we covered what we wanted to. Had some
I'll
fun.
go buy some groceries, so I'm ready to leave. Can we wrap this up?
Well, that's okay. Let's rise.
3 a.m. What are you doing buying groceries?
Yeah.
I've
for you.
been losing weight. I've lost about 18 or 20 pounds, man.
You're looking
Noticed.
good, man. Keep it up.
Thanks. So I gotta go buy some actual food, like whole food, not McDonald's.
You're doing that. I'm jealous. Wish I could do that.
Why are you jealous? I want to eat McDonald's.
I go to KFC every day.
Nice.
Shawarma King.
Just can't
I'm not even going to
Food
show
over
you.
there, man.
I may or may not have had KFC today. I've been eating a lot of good Thai food, though. Don't get me wrong. It was just we had to order it today because things are busy. So
KFC in Thailand. I never.
Do they have fried
Same.
tofu? Kentucky fried tofu?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I mean, I've been eating just mostly Thai food, but yeah, I just had to order it.
I remember
KFC tastes the same.
we went to the mall when we were in Thailand. There was me, Sam. I don't know if you were with us. You were with us, right, Emperor? Where we went to the mall and then we went to get what we thought was lunch was actually like lunch food. And there was these like mini taco things. We figured like, oh, a taco. It probably has like meat in it or whatever. And we bite into it. It's like this cream, like this dessert stuff. Like it was basically a dessert taco in the end. And that was weird.
That's really weird because you expect one texture and it's another, and that's
Exactly.
terrifying. For me, that is one of the most terrifying things on the planet.
Yeah. Definitely enjoyed food over
guys.
there, but that was like the first experience we had as far as food went over there, and we're just like, okay, this is gonna be a long trip.
Well, usually you expect like spray painted meat in there. 'Cause that's what they do at Taco Bell. They actually spray paint it.
Why are we on this discussion right now?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I feel like we've been
We
talking,
got
not
so
talking about anything
sidetracked.
for the last like 30 minutes.
This is what we're supposed to have, a show where we just play Mid Wars and talk about random stuff. Like, that's
If we
great.
start playing Mid Wars, I'm gonna be yelling and
I can't play Mid
Talking
Wars
about
because
how
I'm on
great
a
I am.
competitive team. I have a contract, so
what?
you guys are.
What?
Doesn't even make sense.
You guys haven't heard of Zepro's competitive Mid Wars team?
Oh,
he has his
that's right.
own. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a
I thought
contract?
you were talking about Team USA.
Yeah, we're Team Druids. We our salary is a mouse pad.
I think your
You
mid
guys
war team
actually
scrims more than
contracted
your
by
actual
Druids
team.
because I
No.
could actually see that.
Dylan, I need
No,
that gorilla thing, the banana. You know what I'm talking about? The server. No,
Should get Dylan to come on. People want to see Pan Man.
what just happened?
Panman's pretty attractive.
He really is. Like,
Yeah.
I always feel bad about myself because Pan Man's really good looking.
Didn't you stay with him while you were there?
Just got
I
screwed
did.
big time.
And I felt really bad about myself for a week.
Like,
Same.
That's
Isn't
not
that
true.
awesome?
I felt amazing because Pan Man's the best.
Here, look at this for a while I find something real quick. Well,
Hey, you
anyways,
guys
this
should
is
definitely go to Honcast.com. Check out the news articles that are
Yes.
coming out pretty much daily.
Pete, please, we're off topic here. Let's continue to stay.
Oh,
No, please go, please.
please go read the articles. Writers do a great job.
They do. Yeah, and it's been very active with it, so I 100% agree. All right, I think this is what I was hoping for.
Do.
This is not going to be as
Stop leaving your banana in my face. I don't even want it. Whoop! Just kidding. I got it. Boop.
There's no audio. Frankie, there's no audio.
Stop leaving
I
your
actually haven't
banana
been
in my
looking
face.
at the
I
stream.
don't even
What am
want
I
it.
missing here?
Just kidding. I got it.
What is that? Oh, is that the? I think I've seen that. It was on Facebook.
Oh my god. Oops, I won't do that.
Sure.
But we need to go now. Alright. What am I even on? I don't even know what I'm on. Okay, just do that.
You're showing off Skype conversations, though.
We're all gonna get DDoS now. I'm sorry,
We're-
guys.
We're all getting fired.
Alright. Alright, we need to go. Emperor, I really do appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah.
Obviously it's
Sorry I
Friday
can't
early
be
for you,
there.
so-
I just get
Hey.
a little sad now watching
Hey.
all of you guys.
Hey, you got a great thing going over there, and we're definitely going to keep in touch. We are, and obviously your season's just beginning, our season's just beginning. So, hell, you're welcome on our weekly
Bunch of-
podcast. So,
Are you actually extending that invite?
I am. If you can make it to the weekly podcast, you are welcome.
Okay.
So there you go.
I'm taking your word for it.
Crap.
We need a reporter. For
Like, damn it. I'm always in. I just say yes. Whenever you say anything, I'm always in. It's like,
Of
okay.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, there were a couple things actually I was supposed to talk about real quickly. This Gen HoN thing that's going on. Gen HoN, it's going on. It's a LAN event. It's gonna be fun.
What is this?
Stuff. It's an event that's hosted. It's in Indiana, I think. You're in the States. It's a LAN event that they're actually putting together. They're putting a HoN tournament there, so there's a chance we may cover something from it. It's next week, but anyways, it's just getting awareness of it out there, basically.
Well, Peter's not watching. He's gonna show up and ruin the fun.
That's right. I guess Peter is from that area, huh?
Yeah.
You dominate.
Close.
You win some
I don't
gold
know.
coins.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
I will say, personally, Gen Con is my favorite convention, just period, in the States. I make sure every year, but this year, I've made a point to go to it for, I think, 8 years straight. Just a complete joy,
Yeah.
a wonderful convention, and I'm actually sad I'm not there this year
Wow,
because
so-
I would try to be a part of it.
What is Gen Con usually about?
It's basically a huge tabletop gaming convention, and they've extended off into other areas as well, but it's huge Midwest tabletop gaming. It's like the Comic-Con of the Midwest is the best way to put it, kind of.
Huh.
And it's huge. It's one of the biggest conventions of that sort in the country. Definitely a huge, huge amount of fun, though.
Good stuff. All
Just
right,
why
so
we need Cyrus. Like, he's just got random information.
stuff like that. All right, so there's that, and then there's this other thing which myself and Beef we're gonna dominate.
Hell yeah!
S2 versus the community.
Oh,
Beef and I, we're going to be forming a team for this. It's a 2 versus 2 tournament. It starts next week. As you can see here, there's a forum post on it. You can go to the forums to really check it out if you want to. But it starts next week. I believe signups are still open, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, read registration. Yeah, so you should still be able to sign up. But anyways, it's a 2 versus 2 tournament. Best of the one. Is it going to be played on what? Grimm's Crossing? Yeah, Grimm's Crossing. And it's a fun event. We're gonna be streaming it ourselves, first person perspective, though, just having some fun. It starts on, I think, Wednesday. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It looks like, yeah, it's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing. And there you go. So check it out, have some fun, sign up for it. Why not? There's both a North American and a European region. I believe we're planning to play the European region actually, because of the time zones and whatnot. So I want to be able to stream to the majority of people. So there's that. Okay, so
and
so you
give me
guys are bored.
250 ping.
That too.
Thanks, Brady.
That's right. Yeah, you are.
Nice, California, bro.
Ah,
Go. Just fly me back out to Michigan again so I can compete in the S2 versus the community event. Easy.
all right. We need to wrap it up. So go through the panel here. We'll start with Brized, aka Emperor. It says
start with
Brized on
me.
my
I'm-
Skype, so
No, wait. Why'd you call me Bryce?
it says Emperor, and then in parentheses it has Brized.
Where?
I looked at it on my
Where?
Skype how I have you labeled.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Initially
I haven't
knew it
heard
was
that name
Brized.
since, well, I guess when we first met.
Yeah,
Shout outs, is that what we're doing? I'm
That's what
terrible
we're
at this
doing.
part. So,
doing the shoutouts.
so a quick shout out to
Impunity.
really,
Okay, we'll start there.
well,
do you have any shout outs? Nope.
I really don't like to do this. This is
But-
honestly the worst part. Give a shout out to Luminary Entertainment, Impunity Storm, our brother clan, our management here over at the Impunity Brotherhood, my teammates on Impunity Fire, and just everyone that's been a part of making this adventure possible. And shout out to you guys over at Honcast. Thanks for having me on today. Shout out to my best buddy Beef, Riser, I miss you as well, and just everyone watching this caster today.
Riser. No, hold on.
And the Emperor's New Groove. Whatever. Nova's trying to point something to me, and
Emperor's New Groove. Shout
Isn't it
out
like
to
a
the
Disney
random
movie?
Disney movie.
Fuck,
Yeah.
he's saying my Facebook page, but he shows the Emperor's New Groove Facebook. I'll also give a shout out to my Facebook page, Nova, and I agree I probably should plug that. But follow everything that's going on here in Thailand at the domain. Don't give your face palm. You could have gone to the domain and paid Facebook. Don't even give me that. Anyway,
guys are
please
like-
follow Solid Adventures at facebook.com/domain of pain. I'll link it in the Honcast chat here as well. Also, Nova's Facebook at Support Nova, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's it.
Shout out to Mr. Swoosh. This guy wants you to say. I don't know why. Anyways, Riser, you're next.
Obligatory shout out to Bang Bang Crew. I wish I would see Emperor more often in it, but He has been absent as of late. Shout out to Zep Pro and his competitive mid-wars team, number 1. And shout out to Pew once again. Obligatory Pew shout out. That's it.
Beef.
As always, Complexity Gaming for all their support of myself and Colecast. And yeah, thanks for everybody being here. All the viewers at home watching. Big shout out to Emperor and Nova, staying up late over there. Shout out to Fnatic and Team Liquid, still going strong in TI3. And yeah, make sure to tune in for HoN Tour Cycle 1 this weekend.
Definitely. All right, so to wrap things up officially here, shout out to you all tuning in as always. Shout out to Fnatic, as you said as well. Good luck tonight. I'll be watching. I don't think they're tuning in, but anyways, shout out to them. And then obviously, definitely shout out to Emperor once again for coming on and joining us here. And look forward to keeping in touch and see how things are going over there in good old Thailand. Shout out to Nova as well. I know you're listening.
It is.
Akko Taco, it's his
Bye,
last
Nova.
day. Akko Taco, get over here. We gotta have the awkward hug moment. That's how we do here on Honcast. Taco Taco, it's his last day. Our intern is leaving us for better pastures.
Did he finish his assignment?
No, he didn't. He never does.
Really?
But, he's an okay guy in the end. Anyways, we're wrapping things up, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow on Honcast. Peace.
Magic mute
Shout out to
like on
Swarm.
my dare. Only red, my crits are clear. Decapitate with Legionnaire. Juking the trees and I'm heading right back. Bottle chalice charges, yeah. Owning kids is just my business. Killing kids, my skills ridiculous. Zone out takes all attention. Scream out, let me kill this kid. They watching, I know this. Creep blocking, I'm boning. I got this.